Hello, it's Laura Coleman here. It is Tuesday on whatever day of April it is. I don't know about you, but I've completely lost track of days of the week, months even. It all seems to be rather strange. And we seem to be streaming live in both locations, which is always a plus, as those of you who've been a few times know that sometimes the tech doesn't play ball. So it's great to be here tonight and just wait for some people to hop on the call. And tonight's meditation, I call into my Facebook group, Be Community, for those of you who are watching this on a replay or watching it somewhere else. And I asked you, what's happening for you right now? I'm just noticing I'm wearing this blanket jumper. I look quite bulked out. And I was asking, what's happening for you? What's going on? What's you experiencing? Because the beautiful thing with meditation is that you can actually use it as a way to explore what's going on for you and actually target what's going on for you. So it doesn't have to be this static practice that doesn't bear any relation to what's happening in your life. I'm just going to see who's with us. We've got a couple of people watching us on Facebook as well. Hi there, everybody on Facebook. So one of the things that somebody commented was that what they're experiencing is a sense that when all is done and it gets to the evening, they still can't switch off. You know, they have this time where they could be doing nice things. They could be, having time to do their hobbies or do interesting things. But what they're finding is that instead, they find themselves still not quite able to settle to that project or that needlework or, whatever it is that your thing is that you could be doing. Hi, Ruby. Hi, Helen. So that's really what we're going to be working with today is tuning into that sense that, biologically what's happening, our physiological level is that we're on this state of high alert. If you imagine, like, I like to almost imagine there's this little kind of character inside my brain with my amygdala, that alarm bell part of my brain. It's like a little person who's scanning the horizon and just checking for danger. And right now, that little person is on overtime and is working 24/7 because of the situation that we're in. And so being able to dial that down is a real challenge. And so what we're going to do in the practice tonight is we're going to just tune in to that. And hi, there's Chrissy's here as well. Hi, Chrissy. We're going to, as always, use our body and our breath to get ourselves landed in this present moment. And then we're going to ask ourselves the question, what is it that I'm feeling? And we're going to use the body sensations as a way to, I suppose, tune in, not to get caught in thinking about how I'm feeling, because often we can think, oh, am I feeling anxious? We try to put language and words on it, and then the feelings themselves, the raw feeling that's sitting underneath that, gets lost. Instead, we're just going to connect with what's happening for me right in this moment. And I'm going to ask you to really pull up for you that feeling, almost connect to more deeply, almost imagining into yourself in that feeling. When you're stood in your kitchen, the jobs are all done and you feel like you're looking for the next task. And maybe that's the moment when you would be picking up your phone for a scroll, or you'd be going to the cupboard and looking for something else to eat, or finding Netflix and binge watching something but not really switching off and watching it. So I'm going to ask you to tune into that feeling, and then we're going to just observe it for a bit, and then we're going to let it go. And we're going to use a labeling technique to just label that experience and just create space, so that when you find yourself in that moment where you are in that sort of almost like an agitation, isn't it? That kind of feeling of, oh, what should I do? When you feel yourself in that moment, you can have the space to soothe yourself and just connect back to the body and just remind yourself that I'm okay, and maybe even using the breath for that. So let's explore and treat this as an experiment. So just being curious about what we're experiencing, without any expectation of it being a certain way. Hi, Sharon. So I don't know if I'm going to need my special blanket jumper now. It's got quite warm now. The weather's very strange at the moment. So let's close our eyes. And the usual caveats before we do that, sorry. As you can see, I'm in that state of mind today as well. My mind is ping-ponging around right now. So I'm really looking forward to this opportunity as well. So we want to do two things. So we want to accept that our mind is a thinking machine and allow for the fact that that means that when we close our eyes, we're likely to become aware of our thoughts in a way that maybe we weren't before that happened. So just like when you've shaken up a snow globe, it takes a while for that snow to settle. That's exactly what's going to happen often when we close our eyes. And that's completely fine. So our only job, sorry, I'm just going to put my jumper back on and off, on and off. Our only job is to just notice and come back. And then in our posture, we want to find that place between active and relaxed. So we want to be not so relaxed that we are falling asleep, but also not so active, which is what our tendency is right now, that we're holding ourselves really rigid. This is about loosening, letting go, but still being aware. And when we go through the practice and we really tune into letting sensations go from our body, that's when the relaxation will come from. And we'll just allow that to come in, just like the tide washing over us. Okay, so now finally closing down our eyes and allowing yourself to be right here. Feeling whatever you're experiencing right now. Hi Yvonne and Hilary, I just noticed you come in. So we're just closing down the eyes. Just for a moment, don't do anything. Just literally feel your body in the chair. Feeling the whole outline of your body. Can you be aware of the entire body? Maybe you'll notice the weight of your body in the chair. Perhaps you'll notice your feet on the floor. Or maybe what you're aware of is the back of your body against the chair. But just coming back to that sense of the whole body, exactly as it is right now. And we'll turn inwards to the fingertips, allowing our attention to rest really gently there on those tips of the fingers. And when we're in this slightly agitated state under the surface, where we're on alert all the time, it's likely that when you put your attention on your fingertips, that there'll still be things nagging at you, little niggly things in the periphery of your attention. And that's that feeling that we should be doing something else, that our attention needs to be everywhere. And just allow that to be the case and just recognize if that's what's happening for you. But bringing your attention to land on the fingertips in this moment. Accepting whatever that experience is for you today. Whether it's calm and still, or busy and agitated. Just noticing that as we keep bringing that attention back, it gets easier. And seeing if you can add your toes as well to your awareness. So now your fingers and your toes are like an anchor point for your attention. Noticing again if there's that tug of thoughts or distractions, a feeling in the body of resisting the stillness. See if you can be with the fingers and the toes. And maybe you'll start to notice a gentle humming or vibration in the fingers, like a tingling sensation. That's your nervous system responding to you turning inwards. That turning inwards is our way to turn off that jittery restlessness that probably all of us are feeling right now. Dropping into a stillness that's always there inside, even as the outside, that busy doing, is always restless and like the surface of the ocean, always moving. So with your attention on your fingers and your toes, that anchor inwards to the stillness. Imagine that stillness spreading across the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet. Feeling like they're paralyzing them, stopping the movement, creating a heaviness or a lightness in the hands and the feet. There's no need to move, no need to go anywhere. Just becoming really aware of whatever sensations are in your hands and feet right now. And then allowing that awareness, that stillness to spread up the ankles, the shins and the calves, all the way up to the knees. Along the thighs, into the hips. Noticing that stillness emerging in the legs. Again, being curious, is there a heaviness or a lightness to the legs? As you allow them to be still in this moment. And if you still feel that restlessness, just be noticing it without judgment. Just what it is what it is in this moment. And from the hands, traveling up the wrists and the forearms, to the crook of the arm and the elbows. Becoming aware of the weight of the arms on the legs, the tops of the arms, the shoulders, across the back of the shoulder blades, feeling that weight of them in the chair. Perhaps it's a heaviness for you, a feeling of being more solid in the chair, or maybe it's a lightness. Just be curious about how it feels for you when you bring that stillness down into the belly, around the rib cage. Noticing the head on the shoulders. Stillness underneath that distraction. The stillness that's always here. Like moving out of a busy crowd where you've been jostled and pushed and knocked. Moving into a clear space where you can be still. Becoming aware of the face, perhaps the jaw, tongue in the mouth, that place where we can often hold that restless tension. Noticing the forehead, the crown of the head. And then noticing the feet on the ground, both ends of the body, and all of that awareness in between. The stillness underneath that restless energy. And tuning in wherever you can feel in the body, there's still that same energy. Perhaps bringing to mind what it feels like when you're in that moment, that moment when you could be resting, but you stay restless. Where do you feel it as you bring that to mind? Where is it in the body? Is it inside the body or outside of the body? Is it warm or cold? Does it have a shape? Does it move? What happens when you put your attention there, to those places where you feel that restless energy? Does it stay the same? And how does it feel to have that stillness in your body, even as you're aware of the restlessness that maybe you're still aware of? Can it be okay to be in stillness, but still to know that the restlessness is there? That we can feel all of them at once and allow ourselves to drop slowly into the sleep, into the restful place, to the stillness. And we'll take a few moments of silence, resting in the stillness of our body. If you need an anchor for your attention, just use whichever part of the body feels the most still, and keep bringing your attention back to that still place. Perhaps that's the feet on the ground, or back of the chair, or maybe it's your shoulders. Wherever is the most still, that's your anchor. And when you feel your mind being taken away, just come back to the stillness that's always there underneath the doing. And when it's time, I'll guide you back. Allowing the breath to deepen now as you bring yourself back to the body, back to the room, noticing if you've cultivated a stillness in your body. We'll take 3 bigger than usual breaths, really filling the lungs from in through the nose and out through the mouth. Feeling the whole body rise up with the in-breath and falling with the out-breath. And the breath find its natural rhythm. It doesn't need you to create a rhythm, it just breathes for you. There's a space. The space between that stillness that you've cultivated and the doing. And this stillness is always there. Slowly returning movement to the fingers and the toes. Keeping the eyes closed, just gently rolling the shoulders. Just we need to really return that movement lovely and slowly tonight. Perhaps moving the feet in circles. Just feeling how nice it is to gently move after the stillness. Letting it be slow and gentle instead of that urgency. And then last of all, blinking open the eyes. And we're very still now, hopefully, even as the birds in the background here are going crazy for whatever it is they do at this time of the day. And hopefully that has slowed your roll a little bit, ready for the evening ahead, so that you can really tap into that stillness. And a note to let you know, and part of the reason I've been running around today getting things done is that I mentioned last week that on May the 4th I'm going to be opening the doors to the Be More community, and so I've just been launching the Be More school. I have my own school, which is where I'll be hosting the digital version of the course, which will be the support for the whole program. So basically that membership community, Be More community, will be a place for you to come, and we'll have the daily live meditations will move into there. I'll have once a week, I'll still operate them out of the Facebook community, and there'll be 2 coaching sessions each month and 2 question and answer sessions each month, and guest speakers, and obviously that digital course content, which will work through live, so that you can really go from being able to sit in meditation, but actually really understanding it and actually changing how you experience your day-to-day life. So it's a really powerful program, and I'm really excited to transform it into a format that means that it's really accessible. So I was hoping to get that out to you all, to offer it to you before now, but as I said, the tech has evaded me, so hopefully look out for that and I'll let you know. And I will be back here tomorrow evening at 5:15. So wherever you are tonight, I hope that this has, or whenever you're watching this, I hope this has just created some more stillness to bring into the rest of your night. Take care. See you tomorrow.